significant effects from wind, from rain, from storm surge, and even severe weather, including tornadoes. Want to bring in our hurricane expert, Dr. Rick Knabb, because for a lot of people, Dr. Knabb, there's this need to want to stay because, listen, you know your life's belongings are in your home. It's the only place you know. It's a matter of feeling secure there, and you might be out of a flood zone, and so you feel good about being in a location like that. But a storm like Michael, I feel like we don't have any precedent for something like this in some of these Big Bend areas or Panhandle areas. Give me your thoughts on all that and people that might still want to stay or on the fence about whether they should leave or not.
I get it. There are a lot of reasons that people come up with, and in their minds, legitimately so, why they don't want to evacuate. Maybe it's because they're afraid of what's going to happen to their home and they feel like they need to be there to protect it. Maybe it's because they don't have a place to go that they feel comfortable in. Maybe they've never been through a hurricane and don't really know what it entails, and that indecision, that confusion, that lack of knowledge causes you to just not make a decision. Of course, when you decide not to evacuate, you're making a decision. And what you've really got to do, especially if you've never been through this before, and a lot of people in the Panama City area and other parts of the Florida Panhandle, Big Bend, have never been through a hurricane that's about to come ashore. Not like this one, not this strong, not this far east. You've got to trust what your local officials are saying, because they're not just saying it to say it. They're basing their evacuation recommendations and decisions and instructions on the best possible information that comes all the way from the brave men and women flying the aircraft that lead to the forecast, the warnings, the briefings from the Hurricane Center, and those evacuation decisions. They're trying to save your life. It's the only way to guarantee survival from storm surge, to get out. Please get out.
And these are people that it is their profession to do this, their job to know about these kind of issues with storms, and so they've got your best interest in mind. Well put, Dr. Knabb. Thank you very much. We know there are a lot of different places that will feel the effects of this hurricane, and one of those places could be in Tallahassee. Let's bring in NBC's Wendy Warfolk with more on that. Wendy, we've got concerns there. It may not necessarily be storm surge. We think we could be safe from storm surge there in Tallahassee, but for the folks that are going to stay there, it could get really uncomfortable if we have a lot of trees that go down and we lose power for a lengthy amount of time.
True. You can't be more correct about that. Having lasted through Florence last month, you do not want to go a long time without power. We are under one of these beautiful big oak trees right now, Mike, and hopefully it's still standing once Michael passes through this area. You can see behind me, though, they have secured a massive crane here that spans 2 city blocks, and it would absolutely be no match for this dangerous storm.
Boarding up along the Florida coast.
So with a storm like this, you don't have a whole lot of time to prepare.
As time to outrun Hurricane Michael is quickly dwindling.
It's strengthening. We're right in the crosshairs of this storm, and I urge people to evacuate. There will become a time when you can't evacuate.
With gas already out in some places, thousands of residents are heeding the warning to take this powerful storm seriously.
Hurricane Michael is going to be a devastating storm to a part of Florida that has not seen a storm of this magnitude in quite some time.
There's no time to waste with winds of more than 100 miles per hour, a possible storm surge of 8 to 12 feet, and significant damage to the infrastructure in the imminent forecast.
The time to prepare is right now. This storm is dangerous, and if you don't follow warnings from officials, this storm could kill you.
Prepare and pray.
What else can you do but pray?
As Michael is on the way.
We are all watching Michael and watching that clock. The time to get out and to hunker down is running out. That's the latest here in Tallahassee. Mike, I'll send it back to you in Apalachicola. Hope I said that right this time.
Thank you very much, Wendy. You got it. You got it. You nailed it. Hey, we've got so much more to cover for you, including breaking down what the forecast is going to be in many different spots here along the Panhandle of Florida for you tonight, because there are different scenarios that could play out here and different effects that you'll feel. If you're closer to the eye, you'll end up getting more wind, potentially getting intense winds in an eyewall. You could also get really intense winds going inland. So think about that, maybe in a place like Dothan, Alabama. Think about that if you're living in Valdosta tonight and you're watching our coverage. Or think about it if you're living maybe in coastal Carolinas and the winds that could come your way, the power outages that may come your way, not to mention flooding from rainfall. All these things are on the table, not just for Florida, but numerous states across the southeast. We've got complete coverage for you when we come back here on the Weather Channel. Stay with us.